Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2 or P2. Or you know what? Only Tian Xia. That's all I do anymore. Just Tian Xia. I'm just going to start repeating myself eventually and then read from the back cover to the front cover word for word just to see if you like it. No, I'm really not. That would just drive me insane. Not going to do that. But so today we're going to be talking about the Hungerseed, a versatile heritage that is basically demon-blooded, but Japanese demon-blooded Oni. I think they're basically demons. I think it's about right. I played Legend of the Five Rings. I mean, that's where I'm getting my data from. Could be wrong. Alright, so Hungerseed. The lore on this one's a little bit longer, so if you want to skip to the non-lore section, go to this time here, and it'll also be below in the chapters. Hungerseed. Oni in Tian Xia are commonly seen as evil creatures satisfied only by blood and carnage. Not all of them have such violent hungers, however, and even the worst aren't so far removed from the most gluttonous or ambitious mortals. Stories of humans taking an Oni bride are often told in rural villages, and occasionally, a child is born with telltale Oni horns or a third eye. Commonly called half-Oni or Oni spawn, these Hungerseeds, named after Oni's legendary appetites, are often difficult youths, as their adolescent tempers often outweigh their common sense. This is fun. This feels like changeling hag children. Hungerseeds appear incredibly diverse physically. Many features, such as their skin, horns, feet, and hair, are often influenced by their Oni parent, and, while many share the hulking stature of an Oni, others have lithe and slender builds, or are even notably shorter than both parents. They walk a fine line between mortal and supernatural, one clawed foot in each world. This is cool. This is fun. As a nation controlled by Oni, Chu Yi has the highest population of Hungerseeds in Tian Xia. While Hungerseeds can occupy almost every profession, they often choose combat roles to complement their Oni heritage. Many of them feel safer in Chu Yi than in other regions, as they don't have to deal with the misconceptions of their lineage. However, some feel out of place for not fully being Oni and become wanderers. Others form mercenary bands to find work and a shared camaraderie in their mixed heritage. Characters of Tian origin have access to the Hungerseed versatile heritage. You might be drawn toward physical pursuits or solutions. Hit the TV because it doesn't work. Don't figure out if there's a short somewhere. You might struggle with feelings of ravenous hunger and lightning-quick rage. You might find yourself involved in the spirit world, which you're a part of, whether you like it or not. I like that. They're sort of like physical manifestations of the spirit world. So they're mostly concerned with the physical part of the material plane, the universe, as they put it. And they don't really relate to being a spirit, because it's just not where their drives are, or their nature. Others probably assume you're a powerful combatant. Focus on your Oni heritage over your mortal background and ties. Or fear you and consider you malevolent. Come on. I'm just basically a demon. It's fine. Hungerseed, uncommon heritage. One of your parents was an Oni or a Hungerseed. You possess a pair of horns ranging in size from conical nubs to lengthy protrusions. I read comical nubs. I guess they could be comical, like the little flowers sprouting on your face. You might have other signs of your parentage, such as colorful skin, fangs and claws, or a third eye on your forehead. You gain the Oni trait. You gain a horns unarmed attack that deals 1d6 piercing damage and is in the brawling group. You can select from Hungerseed feats and feats from your other parent's ancestry whenever you gain an ancestry feat. I like when a heritage just gives you a new tool. And this one really seems focused on the physical aspects of playing, so it gives you an attack with the horns. Hungerseed feats. First level, Hungry Eyes. Yep, I'm singing that in my head. Your eyes can see through darkness with an Oni's visual acuity. You gain low light vision, or you gain dark vision if you already have low light vision. Special, you can select this feat twice, once to gain low light vision and a second time to gain dark vision. That makes sense. All feats that do that should be written that way. Oni weapon familiarity. Next feat, level 1. Oni prefer large, cruel weapons for smashing their foes to pieces, and so do you. For the purposes of proficiency, you treat the Kakara, Nodachi, Ogre Hook, and Tetsubo as simple weapons. The Ogre Hook is an uncommon martial weapon that costs 1 gold pieces, deals 1d10 piercing damage, has 2 bulk, Requires 2 hands to use and is in the pick weapon group and has the deadly D10 and trip weapon traits. It's in the... Oh, it's not in the book. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Makes sense. At 5th level, whenever you get a critical hit with one of these weapons or with your horns unarmed strike, you get its critical specialization effect. Cool. Some of those are really fun, like the Nodachi. I know there have been so many people who've wanted to play a Nodachi wielding samurai or swordsmith of some sort. It's an easy way to do it now. Next feat, level 1, Oni form. 1 action. It has the traits Concentrate, Polymorph, and Primal. Frequency once per 10 minutes. I just want to pause and say I love when something has such a frequency as something like once per 10 minutes. That means you can pretty much always do it in a fight, but the GM still has the opportunity to surprise you when that's on cooldown if they really want to. Once per 10 minutes is really useful for like most abilities to have that frequency. I like being able to be prepared. Your horns flash briefly as you grow in size and ferocity. Again, this is 1 action. Your size increases to large and you're clumsy 1. This doesn't change your speed, reach, or other statistics except as noted here. Your worn equipment automatically resizes to suit your new form, though it immediately returns to its original size if it leaves your possession. This form is the same age and body type as your true form and has roughly analogous physical traits such as hair color. Using Oni form counts as creating a disguise for the impersonate use of deception? How? You're just bigger. Alright, whatever. You can sustain your Oni form for up to 10 minutes, though you must then spend at least 10 minutes in your natural form before using Oni form again. Okay, so you're not just bigger. I mean, you look more horrific. More like an Oni instead of your regular self. Alright. 5th level feats. Blood-soaked dash. Injuries don't bother you anymore. In fact, the pain invigorates you. If you're at or below half your maximum hit points, you gain a 10-foot status bonus to all your speeds. That's awesome. But that speed is usually most useful on the first round of combat. So kind of picture people like hurting themselves right before combat to make sure that they have good maneuverability. I would. It's a useful little trick. Next level 5 feat, Oni's Mask. You aren't as malleable as your Oni ancestors, but still can disguise yourself. You can cast Illusory Disguise as a first-rank primal innate spell once per day, like everything in Tian Xia can. This spell can't disguise your horns, though you can still hide them normally with a hairstyle or a hood. I love that it can't disguise the horns. That's cool. It fits certain legends like... You know what, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't need to go into other legends. But there are legends of creatures that can shapeshift except one aspect of them, like a big black dragon's foot. Next level 5 feat, Storming Gaze. 2 actions, it has the primal trait. You can open or energize a notable third eye on your forehead to strike with storming power. It says open or energize because you could have chosen to have a permanent third eye on your forehead and it's just energized now, not just open. You deal 3d4 electricity or sonic damage in a 15-foot cone. Storming Gaze gains this trait, electricity or sonic. Each creature in the area must attempt a basic reflex saving throw against the higher of your class DC or spell DC. You can't use this ability again for 1d4 rounds. At 7th level and every 2 levels thereafter, the damage increases by 1d4. I heard another YouTuber saying something like they didn't like how you have to wait for 1d4 rounds before using things again, and it just felt odd to them and awkward. I love it, because it's like a dragon breath. And it's a great way to balance it. Because, like, you usually can't do it the round right after. So you have to, like, strategize around when you do get it back, and you won't know that in character. It's fun. It adds a little bit of chaos to the mix. And that's always fun. Because you can't build anything without a little chaos. Next... Because chaos causes destruction. Anyway, next, level 9 feat. Level 9 feats. Blood must have blood. You tap into a bottomless hunger for carnage. You can cast Blood Vendetta and Share Life as second-rank primal spells each once per day, as second-rank divine innate spells each once per day. Is that really a typo? Oh my god! What? 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 Okay. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Hungerseed doesn't have a primal trait or divine trait, but it says you tap into a bottomless hunger for carnage. You can cast Blood Vendetta and Share Life as second rank primal spells each once per day, as second rank divine innate spells each once per day. I'm just going to ignore the first one because it should say innate. So these things are unholy. I'm going to go with it being divine instead of primal, because that makes no fucking sense to say both. So second rank divine innate spells each once per day. And by the way, once per day is not a bottomless hunger. It's not bottomless. If there's a bottom, you do twice. That's your bottom. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Next level 9 feat, Greater Transformation, Prerequisites Oni Form. You can assume your Oni Form more easily and with greater benefits. Your Oni Form lasts for 10 minutes without the need to sustain it. While in your Oni Form, your reach increases by 5 feet. That's great. That's what it should have done in the first place. I know balance, but fuck balance. Fun is more fun. Anyway, great. Level 9 feat, good feat. Okay. I don't know. 13th level feats. Tempest Gaze. Prerequisites, Storming Gaze. Your third eye grows stronger and more powerful. You can stare really hard now. When you use Storming Gaze, you can increase the area to a 30-foot cone and double the number of damage dice. Jesus Christ, that's cool. Half deal electricity damage and half deal sonic damage. Ah. If you use Storming Gaze in this way, you can't use it again for an hour. Okay. That trade-off makes some sense, because it's fucking strong now. Tempest Gaze and then Storming Gaze. That's cool. That's fun. I like it a lot. Next level 13 feat, Oni Rampage. It's a reaction, frequency once per day, trigger. You're reduced to less than half your maximum hit points by a creature within your reach. Nothing invigorates you more than your own freshly spilled blood. You gain the effects of haste for 1 minute. This just says that you're reduced to less than half of your maximum hit points by a creature within your reach. You know who you can always reach? Yourself. So you can always do this before combat, gain haste, and the extra 10 feet of movement from that other feat. Granted, you're pretty damn wounded, but you're also terrifying. I like that. That's cool. Okay, next feat, level 17, Kishin Rage. One action, it has the traits Morph and Primal, frequency once per day. Your eyes glow a deep red and your body courses with adrenaline as you obtain a fraction of the power of the Kishin Oni. You attempt to demoralize all creatures within a 10-foot radius. You don't take a penalty when you attempt to demoralize a creature that doesn't understand your language. You also gain the following abilities for 1 minute. 40 temporary hit points. Oh, this is level 17, so this makes sense. You're gaining all of these abilities. 40 temporary hit points. A fly speed equal to your speed. The effects of a 6th rank runic body and your horns deal an additional 1d4 electricity damage. That's fun. 1d4 at level 17 doesn't matter at all. But 6th rank runic body is awesome. Blood Sense, as a precise sense with a range of 60 feet, allowing you to detect freshly spilled blood. This allows you to accurately detect creatures taking persistent bleed damage. Creature whose hit points are currently at half or less of their maximum. Neat. And freestanding puddles or droplets of recently spilled blood. I can sense that blood puddle right over there. But everybody else can see it too, because it's a puddle of blood. Kishin Rage lasts for 1 minute. Once it ends, you're stunned 3 as you recharge and recenter yourself. I mean, this is really fun if, like, you have somebody who's... It's a precise sense. That's neat. You can, or have somebody else cast darkness in the area, and if you give somebody persistent bleed damage, you can always see them, smell them, whatever. It's just neat. That's a cool ability. I like them. I don't think I have any complaints. I know it sounded like I was complaining about the illusory disguise, but it's great. It's useful. I have no complaints. This is cool. And I love the haste if you're wounded. That's cool. I like this. This is a good... it's not an archetype. It's a good versatile heritage. Cool. Fun. That's all for the Hungerseed. Thank you for joining me, letting me borrow your time, and if you're a patron, thank you for being here and gracing me with your presence and money It's just true. I appreciate your help. You're helping to sustain this channel and helping make fun content for people, including yourself. So maybe it's a little self-serving, but it helps me too, so thank you. Anyway, if you want to see Tian Xia playlist, it's here. If you want to see my builds, they're here. Okay, thanks, bye.